Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about snacking right before bed. A lot of us face that moment when we're getting ready to go to bed and we're not really sure, do I actually need some food right now? I think that I'm hungry, but I'm not really sure. Am I just craving something? And if I give in, will I not be able to stop and keep snacking and snacking and then go to bed feeling awful? Or does my body actually need food? And I think being able to understand what our bodies are really needing from us is one of the most powerful tools. Our bodies are so intelligent and always guiding us and pointing us toward exactly what we need. If you have those moments at the end of the night where you're like, I don't really know if I need food or if I don't need food, and I don't know if I really trust myself, so I'm just going to give myself a rule: no eating after 6 or 7 p.m. There's no judgment there, but what I would love is for you to tune into your body and know exactly what your body needs so that you don't need a rule. You can feel and know, here's what my body is telling me that it needs. And that's really what self-trust is. Self-trust is, I don't need a rule. I don't need anyone to tell me what to do or not to do. I can feel and tune into my body and feel what is right for me. I don't feel controlled by a rule. I don't feel powerless to food and to my cravings. The path to doing that is really just through more connection, because our bodies will always tell us what it's really needing. When we can feel with that connection, it becomes easier to honor it. It's really when you're in your mind of right and wrong and should and shouldn't that it gets a little bit confusing and it becomes a willpower battle. You know, those times at night when it's like, no, I shouldn't have that. I shouldn't have those chips. Oh, but you should. And they're calling you back in. I know that so well. And that's when you're stuck up in your mind. I'm going to bring you into a deeper connection with yourself and your body so you can really feel what you're really needing. You might hear me breathing a little bit. I might sound a little bit stuffy today. I'm out here on a walk on the trails here in Austin, and it's a beautiful morning, but the weather has definitely turned. It's cold. My fingers are chilly out here. I've got my hot morning beverage here with me. I am out here getting in a walk, and I did this last time on the last podcast, and I really loved it because by the end of the podcast, I ended up with like 8,000 steps. Maybe it's easier to take care of myself than sometimes what I realize. Maybe it doesn't have to be a whole big thing, but looking for these little opportunities of where can I show up? Where can I walk a little bit more? I can get in a lot more exercise and movement than I think. It's not too hard. I know I can do it if I put in a little extra effort. So here I am again this morning. It's getting chilly, but I'm putting in a little extra effort to get in a walk. Maybe this will inspire you to get out and walk and listen along with me as you're thinking about these new ideas that I'm going to share with you here today. Recently, on one of our Mastering Mindfulness calls, one of the students asked, let's say if I want to snack at the end of the night, how do I know if I need food or if I'm just having a craving? How do I know the difference? What is it trying to tell me? We went on this exploration of unpacking the different signals the body will send to let you know when you really need something. And this was just so fun to really unpack. And this is how we build trust with ourselves. So I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of the process we go through in Mastering Mindfulness to build trust with our own bodies. And you can follow along here too. So if you're asking yourself the same kind of question, you can feel for you and your body, what is your body telling you? I'm going to share with you exactly what I personally do. I use these skills all the time. Maybe not every day because I don't usually crave food as much before bed like I used to, but sometimes it still does come up. I use the same exact step-by-step process to understand what my body is telling me that it's really needing. It's so much easier than just trying to use willpower and rules. I trust myself, so I don't need willpower. I don't need rules. And that's really where I feel like the freedom really is. Before we dive into this topic, there's a couple of skill sets that you're going to need to be able to do this exploration. The first thing is the skill of curiosity. Normally, we're just taught if you give into food or snacking, that's bad. That really just crushes our curiosity and our wonder with like, well, wait a second, I wonder what I'm really needing. I wonder what my body is really telling me. If you were not taught to use that skill of curiosity around these types of situations, bring out this part of you that still has this childlike curiosity. This curiosity is something that we're all born with, this childlike wonder, this childlike curiosity. You don't have to find it, you don't have to wait for it. It's already within you. You may have just forgotten how to use curiosity because our society doesn't encourage curiosity. Starting to look at some of these patterns, I know they can be a little bit frustrating sometimes when you're like, gosh, I've been struggling with this nighttime snacking and it's like the thing that keeps sabotaging my goals. It's so frustrating. Sometimes we start to develop that internal dialogue that's like, why do you always do that? What is wrong with you? And I know that voice so well, but it's that voice that keeps us from learning from our experience. If you have that voice, the first step is to shift it towards, I wonder what this moment has to teach me right now. That curiosity is like lifting the dam. As soon as we move from judgment to curiosity, it frees up that first block and the water can flow through. And now we can start learning from our experience. So your first step is to use the skill of curiosity. The next thing you want to do is reframe the idea of cravings. This is really big. This is going to set the stage for deeper exploration because a lot of people believe that cravings are bad and we shouldn't have them. What's really important to know is that cravings are a signal. Cravings and hunger are both natural signals from the body, but they mean two different things. They're your body asking for two different things from you. If you see one of them as bad, you do everything you can to manipulate your experience. You'll start telling yourself, no, and you're using willpower and all your mental focus because you think that cravings or hunger is bad. And we need to reframe this because this is something that the health industry has kind of messed us up around. These are normal, natural parts of our bodies. That's why if you ever have cravings, it will keep coming back. The patterns tend to repeat because it's a message from your body that your body actually needs something. And the craving will go away when you understand what it's actually needing from you. This isn't bad. It's just a different signal. Hunger isn't bad. These are signals from the body. I know you might be saying, but cravings are the thing that caused me to sabotage my goal. And hunger is the thing that got me to eat before bed, and it's sabotaging my goals. But when these messages are not heard and listened to, that's when we feel powerless to them because we don't know what they're needing and we don't know how to honor them. If we can tune in and feel what these signals are really asking for, we no longer feel powerless to them. And I know this because my cravings kept coming back over and over again. The more that I avoided them, now I just listen to all the signals to my body. I give them what they need and then they go away. For moms out there, if your kids are like, mom, 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 and you try to ignore them, they'll probably keep going until you're like, what is it? And then they tell you, oh, I need a snack. And then you're like, okay. And then they quiet down. It's the same thing we're doing here. We're understanding the signal from your body. Let's break down a moment when you feel like you want to snack before bed. Let's slow this down frame by frame and figure out what's happening, what your body is signaling, so you can feel confident knowing what your body is really needing and asking for from you. I like to take these situations and look at them from a bird's eye view, where I'm looking at every angle. I'm looking at it with curiosity. What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? I'm zooming in and out, almost like it's a video or I'm using a lens. I'm kind of like a researcher trying to understand me in the situation with curiosity, right? So let's say it's one of those moments. It's 8 p.m. You know that you're getting ready to go into bed. And now all of a sudden you have these thoughts. I should grab a snack. I'm kind of hungry. What you're going to do is you're going to pause and freeze this scene, just as if you were pausing a movie. And you're going to move your awareness all around. Your awareness is like your attention. What do you place your attention on? You're going to move your awareness around your mind, your body, all over the place, and pick up clues of what's going on. So here's where you're going to feel, am I hungry or am I having a craving? That's really helpful to identify. At first, it might feel not super clear and it could feel a little bit confusing. This is like learning a new language, and the more that you practice, the more clear those sensations will get. So if it feels more like hunger, you'll notice a sensation in your stomach where you feel kind of that growling, that hunger, and those sensations inside of your stomach. You might even feel low blood sugar. Think back on your dinner and your day. Do I think I ate enough food today? Put together all those clues. Do I feel growling in my stomach? Do I feel low blood sugar? Have I had enough food today? Put together all those clues to see, is it possible that my body needs food? Here's a good way to know. When your body really needs food because you didn't eat enough for the day, you're not going to have a super strong craving for anything in particular. It feels easier to make a healthy choice. A healthy choice might not be a full salad, but you really do want something that is like proteins and fats, and that's going to keep your blood sugar stable throughout the night while you sleep. If you eat something more carb-based like fruit or popcorn, your blood sugar crashes in your sleep and you'll wake up groggy. You'll probably have more sugar and carb cravings the next day. So I always suggest that if you actually feel like your body is needing food, to make a choice that is more fat and protein based. This is keeping you full and satisfied and helping to keep cravings in check. So when you need food, it typically doesn't feel hard to make a healthier choice. You might say, okay, I'm going to have a piece of turkey with some cheese, good protein, good fat, that's going to keep me satisfied. Or maybe I'll just have a Greek yogurt. That feels good. And then when you have just a little bit of that snack, it feels very satisfying and you feel complete. You feel the changes in your fullness. Your body received the signal that you had enough food to eat. And then you know, okay, my body just needed a little bit of food before bed. Okay, now let's explore a craving. This is a different signal from the body. This is your body's way of saying, I want to feel good, because when we eat food, it makes us feel good. This is when you don't necessarily need food. And cravings aren't necessarily bad. They're just a different signal that we want food to feel good. Sometimes we just want to eat the chocolate. You're like, I'm not hungry. I don't need the chocolate, but I just want to indulge in some dessert. Where you might want to explore a little bit deeper is when you're like, I know that if I take one bite of chocolate, I just cannot stop. Like I am just endless and I keep going and going. Now that's also a signal from your body. Remember, not a bad thing, but it's your body telling you I need something. You'll feel this signal completely different in your body from hunger. There's a really good chance that you don't actually feel those growling pains of hunger in your stomach, but sometimes the signal can get mixed and distorted if you're really stressed. What you will notice is you have more of a fixation on a specific food when you're like, oh, I'd really love those chips. And you're really fixated on it. And you're not having the turkey and cheese. You're going for the chocolate. And once you start, it's very, very hard to stop. You want to explore, what am I feeling? So for me, when I started exploring this for myself, I was doing a long distance relationship. I was in San Diego. He was in Michigan. We were on this big time difference. So he would go to bed way earlier than me because we were a 3-hour time difference. And at the end of the night, I felt lonely. I felt stressed. And it wasn't until I started using that skill of curiosity. What am I really feeling? What am I really needing right now? And I started to feel, oh, wow, I feel lonely. I miss connection. I'm wanting connection. And that gave me the information I needed to start looking for things and resources to build a deeper sense of love within myself. And that's the kind of stuff we do in Mastering Mindfulness. I never tell people, don't snack at the end of the night. I encourage people to look at, what am I feeling? What am I really needing? And that opens up possibility to become the embodiment of the love and the connection that we're really needing. Whether you're hungry or having a craving, there's no shame in either one of those. They're both signals that our bodies are telling us, hey, I need something. One is a signal for fuel and for food. The other one is a signal that I need to feel good. I need to feel better. We can trust both of these signals and listen to them to guide us back to ourselves and understand what we're really deeply needing. When we listen to these signals, we can feel, oh, this is what my body's telling me. When we suppress that message with willpower, that message keeps coming up. We keep getting these cravings. And that's why being healthy feels like a willpower battle. When your body says, I need fuel, you didn't eat enough today, you'll feel that hunger. You will probably be fine with eating some protein and some fats, no problem, and you'll feel satisfied after you have just a little bit. When there's a craving, that's your body saying, I need to feel good, I need your attention, you'll notice you have these thoughts and your attention is up in your mind. You'll have this fixation on certain flavors, and you'll feel like you can't trust yourself to have a little bit and feel satisfied. That's your body saying, I need to feel good. I need to feel connection. I need to feel love. I need to feel better, because food can provide that for us. And now that can open up the possibility of learning how to become your own inner resource for the things that you are deeply seeking. And that's how we really build trust with ourselves and with our food. If you want to do this deeper exploration, I created a free training called Reclaiming Your Power with Food. It can give you guidance in the exact process that we use in Mastering Mindfulness to rebuild self-trust and really understanding what we're really needing. This was the path and journey that I've been on. For me, it's really changed my life. We don't need willpower. We don't need rules. What we're really looking for is to be able to tune into our own bodies and say, do I trust that I can hear what my body is needing, what it's asking for from me? And really, that's where it feels like freedom. We don't need rules. We don't need regulations. And that's what I really hope for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to hear any thoughts or feedback you have. See you next time.